Hey guys, today we're doing a review of this bag, the Modern Dayfarer Backpack 24-liter V3. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best travel and EDC gear for nearly 8 years. And in this video, I'm gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna compare it to previous versions of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack. We're gonna fully pack it out, double check its advertised capacity. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold that this is the bag for you, I will give you 2 alternative bag recommendations that are gonna be close to the Modern Dayfarer Backpack, but also a little bit different, so you can find the best bag for your needs. Let's jump into it. First up, let's talk about the gist of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack, because there's so much to unpack here. First of which, I should just say, this is one of my favorite backpacks of all time. When we did our first Nomads Nation leaderboard rankings video, this was the first pick for my top EDC bag, like ever. I go back like deep with this bag, and I was really kind of emotionally attached to the original design. So I'm gonna be brutally honest about if I think the V3 changes are worth it. But also, just to be transparent, as a caveat, it should be noted that after reviewing hundreds of bags here on Nomads Nation, we ended up starting our own bag brand called Firo, and David, the founder and head designer of Modern Dayfarer, actually does our designs at Firo now. Just wanna make sure this is upfront, no conflict of interest. I picked this as my favorite EDC years before David and I ever worked together, which means I didn't pick this as my favorite EDC because David works with Firo. I wanted David to work with Firo because I picked this as one of my favorite EDCs. And there's so many reasons to love this bag, but also some things that aren't gonna be for everyone. First, let me run you through some of the changes between the previous versions and the new version. I got a sea of Modern Dayfarer backpacks. This is our V2. This is the V2 18-liter and the V2 18-liter X-Pack. And here is V3. V2 originally used a slider Fidlock buckle, but as you can see, the other V2s have moved away from that, and V3 has officially moved away from that, implementing a Fidlock V-buckle. This is an enormous upgrade for me. Not aesthetically, I will admit. I actually prefer the look of this buckle. I think it's more muted. I think the V-buckle is a bit more kind of sporty. But functionally speaking, this V-buckle wins. No questions asked. It's a significantly more secure buckling mechanism, unlike V2, which sometimes had a tendency to unslide by itself, especially when the bag was fully packed out. Big upgrade number 2 is on V2, the side pocket was protected by this fabric lip right here, which gave the bag a bit of a sleeker look and a bit of extra weather resistance. But because of that, it made this side pocket kind of tight, difficult to get into. So for V3, the side pocket was completely redesigned. No flap over top, and that gives it significantly better access. This is again just a freaking win across the board. No questions asked. Another big change on V2, we went with a bit more of a traditional like 840D ballistic nylon, but now we have upgraded, baby. This is a 420D Velocity. And Velocity is basically a ballistic nylon, it's just a different weave, and the weave is just freaking gorgeous. I actually fell in love with this weave on the green 18-liter version of this bag. You can see it has a beautiful sheen to it. It looks premium, but it's not too loud or in your face. This Velocity nylon won't be the most weather-resistant fabric, but it will be incredibly abrasion-resistant. And then the final thing to note is on the previous versions, there was no sternum strap. Bad Modern Dayfarer. But on the new versions, there is indeed a sternum strap. Good Modern Dayfarer sternum straps are like a must-have for me. I'm like kind of surprised this was my favorite EDC without a sternum strap. It's still been one of my favorites ever since. It just shows like how awesome the bag is that I could overlook something that's usually like a deal breaker for me. So the changes, in my opinion, are definitely upgrades across the board, but this review is not gonna be a shill fest. There's still things about this bag that are not gonna be for everyone and that might drive you a little bit crazy. And I'm gonna pinpoint those because, like I said, my goal is to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about some of the overall top features of the Modern Dayfarer backpack. We've got the top flap design, which is again secured by the Fidlock V-buckle. We've got one external water bottle holder, quick access pocket in the front, a quick access pocket on the side. 2 zips allow you to get into the main compartment, clamshell-ish style opening. Tech compartment at the top, and a hidden zippered pocket, being all sneaky in this back panel here. Oh, and I forgot, another important feature that really defines this bag is the ventilated shoe compartment on the bottom. Modern Dayfarer claims this backpack is 24 liters in capacity. Here at Nomads Nation, we always double check that. So as you can see, We fully packed out the main compartment. We didn't measure the side pockets though, because they don't really have much volume on their own. Maybe a little bit on the side pocket here, but more or less the main compartment will tell the majority of the story. First, let's check the dimensions. We got a height of 19 inches, a width of around 12 inches, and a fully packed out depth of 8 inches. So as you can see in the main compartment, we're just under 20 liters capacity, which means if you add in the side pockets, the tech compartment, water bottle pocket, you're at, 22, 24 liters. It's a tight 24 liters, but I definitely think you can say that you'll get around that capacity depending on how you pack the bag out. Modern Dayfarer advertises this bag at 2.4 pounds. Let's do a weight check. I'm getting 3 pounds on scale number 1 and the same on scale number 2, which I'm not gonna lie, a little bit on the heavier side for a 24 liter bag. As of recording, the bag only comes in black. This is what the bag looks like when it's empty. And here you can see it fully packed out and worn on the Nomadization team. I'm 5'8" and Jason Bagmoa is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. And for all that, this bag runs around 250 USD. Now, if at any point in this review, you're thinking about picking one of these bags up or you wanna learn more information, we highly suggest using the first link in the description below. That link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes that we negotiate with the brands. So if we have one for Modern Dayfarer, that's where you can find it. Let's talk about the front of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack V3. We always kick this section off by talking about the aesthetic of the bag. And I think that's possibly one of my favorite parts about Modern Dayfarer in general, but especially their backpack. I just think it looks mean, but also looking sophisticated. It's a really good job of doing like this urban fused with sporty and a little bit of tactical. It's just a bag that's got some balls to it, but while not being too loud about it. It's just an aesthetic that I love. I always have. And the aesthetic, in my opinion, is so much improved with the new Velocity nylon. You can see right here, it's a 420. Like I said, it's gonna be very abrasion resistant. It'll give you a bit of weather resistance, but it's just that sheen and that pattern. It just looks and feels luxurious. But it's just that pattern, that weave and the sheen. I just think it looks amazing. And it feels amazing too. Now, the entire identity of this bag is gonna be built around this top flap, which is basically just like your traditional top loader backpack. It's actually basically like a roll top, right? But instead of the top rolling, it just folds over and connects with the buckle. This might cause a little bit of extra agitation if you like to get into your main compartment super fast, as you gotta kind of do the Fidlock thing and unflap it and then undo the zips. Technically speaking, you can undo the zips to get into the main compartment, but I never really used it like that, but it is possible. This V-buckle, it's made by Fidlock. They make the absolute best magnetic hardware in the game. And I'm not always a fan of the use of a V-buckle on a backpack, but sometimes it's just done right. And this is the situation where, in my opinion, it's done right. Now keep in mind, with this mechanism getting into the main compartment, you have this nylon webbing right here, which can be loosened and or tightened to then constrict or expand the capacity of the main compartment. And remember, when we measured the bag, it was fully packed out and fully loosened, which means that the max capacity you're getting with this bag is around 22 to 24 liters. So when you're cinching this down and pulling it tight, you're gonna get a lot less. Now, let's talk about quick access, because when it comes to this backpack, it's one of the best in the game. It is built for speed. Starting with this quick access pocket right here. There's no additional organization in this pocket, no internal pockets within the pocket, just a big old space. Could be a good spot to keep your iPhone 13. You can see we have this gray ripstop lining in here to help create a little bit of a highlight effect, a little bit of high vis in your bag. But you can fit larger items in there as well, like a tech pouch, thin one. You can just barely close that up. Could also be a good slot for notebooks and or reading books, but you're seeing a recurring theme here, right? This is not a compartment that's gonna have a crap ton of volume. It would potentially be able to fit something that's bulky, but as you can see, it's gonna cave the backpack into itself a little bit. It's just a pocket that's meant for smaller things, or at the biggest, flatter items. Last note on the front, the logo, not too loud, subtle right here on a laser cut Hypalon tab. Overall looks pretty clean to me. That should be about it. Let's move on and talk about the middle now of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack V2. One of the most unique selling points of this bag is the ventilated shoe compartment on the bottom. This is a feature that I get zero use out of and that I wish did not exist on the bag. Actually, on the 18-liter version, now one of my least favorite features on this backpack is the ventilated shoe compartment at the bottom. That's just a personal thing though, because I just get zero use out of it. And in fact, I was excited because on V2, the 18-liter version, Modern Dayfarer cut the shoe compartment. Nothing down there. which I prefer because then it just cut down on weight and overall bulk and costs. But it also makes sense that Modern Dayfarer would keep it because that's just who their target audience is. They're very into like gym culture, and that's exactly who this feature serves. Anybody who goes to the gym who needs a ventilated compartment for an extra pair of shoes, dirty gym towel, backup pair of clothes. Don't get me wrong though, this feature can benefit a lot of people. You don't need to put shoes in there. You can put anything in there. Wet umbrella, damp beach towel. I've heard some people actually use it for their lunches, like your actual Tupperware, if it like fits these dimensions. So it's still versatile in that sense. But if you do use it for what it's intended for gym shoes, these two holes will provide plenty of ventilation, making sure your backpack don't, stink the fuck up. Two more quick notes on this compartment. First of all, the zippers being used are all YKK, best zippers in the game, so that's a good thing. But let's talk about a potential bad thing. And it's not really a bad thing, it should make sense, but it's one of those things that we don't really think about. And that's the fact that this shoe compartment goes into the main compartment. So you see this little bag right here? So if you're loading up your Air Force One Nikes in whites, looking fresh. It's my first pair of white shoes, I'm excited about them. You can see they fit very cozy, very snug, but now we've lost the majority of the packing space in the main compartment. This is not this bag's fault. This is any bag that has a shoe compartment built on the bottom. But it's just one of those things that we kind of forget about. We're like, oh yeah, the space has to come from somewhere. So if you're putting the shoes in here, you probably lost about half your overall space. So do keep that in mind. Now we're gonna test out this external water bottle pocket with these two water bottles in just a second. We gotta fill out the main compartment first. A couple more notes on the side of the bag though. We have a side handle here. This is a beautiful handle, very nice fabric, and it's very flush with the bag, which gives it a nice aesthetic, but it does mean it's a little tight and difficult to grab sometimes, especially because some of the handle extends into the water bottle. But that also means the handle is going to be a little tight. You can just see it's kind of harder to get your hand in there. And that's emphasized by the fact that a bit of the handle is actually underneath this water bottle pocket here. Overall, my thoughts are, it's not a bag that like instant access to your side handle is crucial or like a deal breaker. And you're not really gonna be carrying this in briefcase mode too often. So overall, I think I'd rather have the handle than not. Now back into the speedy quick access of this bag. We have the redesigned side pocket here. Remember, there's a side pocket here that's on the front of the bag where we have our notebooks, but this pocket's a little bit different. It's not designed for a notebook necessarily. You can see we have two internal pockets. Get your key leash and a little air tag slot right there at the top. And this is definitely a pocket for your smaller bits of gear. On the keychain, I'll put a portable battery and AirPod at the top. Shades, been rocking here at the bottom when I've been testing this bag. And then you get the joyful, glorious, intoxicating experience of swinging the bag around, unzipping, and instantly grabbing what you need. This pocket is so much better than the last one. I like the last one. I knew it was tight, but I was like, whatever. Some pockets are tight. And it wasn't until I tried the new one that I realized just how tight the old one was. And you can see it's designed in a way where it just has a nice little drape to it, so some additional volume right here. The pocket just works so much better this time around. But I will admit, I wasn't stoked that we ended up using a PU-coated zipper here. Modern Dayfarer is actually using 1, 2, 3, 4 PU-coated zippers, which I'm not necessarily against. PU-coated zippers have a lot of functionality. In fact, in our internal testing, we found out that they prevent up to 30% additional water from getting into your bag. And they also look sleek as f***. But on the bad side, PU-coated zippers can potentially peel over time. Never a guarantee, it depends on exposure to sunlight, exposure to humidity, how you treat the bag, how often you're opening it, lots of factors. But it is something to be aware of. All right, let's get back into the main compartment now. Now on the front panel, we have 2 pockets, a see-through mesh pocket and then a lining pocket. And these pockets look nice and flush, but they've actually got some pretty impressive capacity to them themselves, as you can see right here. That's because they both have a gusset right at the bottom, built into the pocket in the overall design. And this means that when you stick something bulky in there, the pocket expands, therefore giving you much more capacity than originally thought possible. It's funny, I usually criticize mesh like this. This is almost like a wiry mesh. It's not very silky smooth. It doesn't have any elasticity to it, which is usually what I want on my mesh, but I've actually kind of slowly been pendulum swinging to the other side, where I kind of appreciate mesh like this, because while it's not as luxurious in its silky elasticity, it's never going to get loose. because it doesn't pull, right? Because sometimes things that are super elastic, you just get looser over time. No additional organization on the side of the bag, just a sleeve in the back, which although you shouldn't put your laptop back there, if you wanted to, you can see this is a 16-inch MacBook Pro cutout, so you can get an idea of how much stuff it can fit. And because of its design, you can see you got a lot of give there. You can actually put something back there as well, like a hoodie. So now we got our shoes here, hoodie here, tech pouch on top, and that's gonna basically be your day if you're packing this bag with shoes in it. But let me show you what it looks like in case you're not. Should be noted too, you can actually take this lining and use this little Velcro tab at the bottom. It's hard to get to, but once you get it, you get it. And therefore keep the shoe container at the bottom in its place. And then now we can use the bottom for our tech pouch, another tech pouch, clip my glasses onto here. I always forget to note, I'm so bad at this. I've been using this bag for the past 3 days, every day, as my EDC to and from work and home. And I've been clipping my glasses onto here. This whole layout's actually been really nice for me. Very minimalist, but gets the job done. Umbrella, tote, headphone case. You can get a gaming console in there. It can actually pack a lot. Wow, really push it to its limits. That's what we do here at Nomads Nation. Holy crap. That is fully packed to the brim. We pushed the bag to its limits, but now we're gonna push the water bottle pocket to its limits. You can see it's very flush on the side. We've got a little elasticity on the back and a nice gusset design. So 24-ounce Columbia fits pretty well, a little tight. Now the bag is fully packed out. Now there's no D-ring or any external attachment point here to secure your water bottle holder, but you can do that via the handle right here. So take a carabiner, clip it into place. For the 1 liter Yeti, also fits. This is actually pretty beefy water bottle holder. I think that for a larger water bottle, you're gonna wanna maybe strap it in, grab a carabiner, make sure it's secure. Now, although I'm obviously quite fond of this bag, there's one thing about it that I do not love, and that's this. It does not self-stand at all. Not even like not even a little bit, not even like it's average. It is not a self-standing bag. Now there's pros and cons with that. The pro is just kind of like this cut bottom shape that you get that just contributes this bag just looking and feeling so good. Because at the end of the day, while a self-standing bag is nice, it has to be very boxy to accommodate being self-standing, right? There needs to be a foundation at the bottom, a flat foundation nonetheless. And this bag is just not giving you that. It's coming in at a bit of an angle. Even if it was straighter, this shoe compartment is just kind of, it's not designed to be a self-standing bag. But I do think it would be quite a decent travel bag. Here is our personal item checker, 18 by 14 by 8 inches for US personal size items. You can see, it's gonna be a tight squeeze. It's actually interesting. All right, it's a little tight for personal, but we're gonna get it. Yeah, that Fidlock got me. We got it, okay. We broke the dimensions panel, but this is one interesting note about this backpack, is that for 24 liters, which really it's like a 22-ish, it's quite tall. Many bags this size are in the 17 to 18 inch range when it comes to height, but at 19 inches, this is a taller bag, which means on the good side, it's gonna be slimmer and sexier. And if you have like a taller torso, it's gonna feel better on your back. But on the negative side, if you're trying to fit it into a sizer that's very, very tight or is like 17 or 18 inches, you might get into some weird territory there. Now, real fast, if you are enjoying this review, I gotta, again, say welcome to Nomads Nation. But also I wanna let you know that here at NN, we don't just do epic bag and gear reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, we take this whole travel and EDC gear thing and take it to the next level, which means I'm delivering emails to your inbox a few times a month, letting you know the newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between. What we do here is definitely a bit more on the niche side, but I think that's why we have like an industry leading 81% open rate for the newsletter for over 11,000 gearheads, travelers, and carry nerds like yourself. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible community, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the back of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack V3. Top handle, you get some decent room. It's actually a nice top handle. Remember the side handle, really flush, difficult to stick them fingers on through. But the top handle, well designed, very nicely padded, easy to grab. Not everyone likes a back top handle, it's actually sewn into the back panel, right? So therefore the bag is actually off balance. Never bothered me once. And you weren't really gonna be able to put a top handle anywhere on this design. It looks so much sleeker this way. And also could be a good area to clip things on externally to the bag. Now for the tech compartment, I love this tech compartment because it's so versatile and accommodating. You can see right here, it's just a big old sleeve. And I also love it for how protective it is. Holy crap. That's a false bottom. Holy shiitake. This thing is like stopping like right here. We're looking at a false bottom of 1.5 inches, which is amazing because if you have your 16-inch MacBook Pro in this bag, which by the way, fits very nicely, you're not gonna get any bigger than that. But let's say whatever laptop you have in there, not a 17-inch, 16 or less, the laptop is elevated, right? We had an 1.5 inch false bottom, so when the bag hits the ground, your laptop is always protected. This is an epic false bottom, and it's made even more secure, the laptop compartment in general, by all the padding on the back compartment. And you just gotta love this super fast access, just to be able to quickly grab your laptop. It's no frills, it's simple, but it just freaking works. And while I'm not crazy about PU coatings on backpacks, I have to admit, if there's one location I do appreciate it, it's on the laptop compartment. Just in case, like me, you live in a city, you get caught in a rainstorm, you just know that PU coating does got your back. Let's talk about back pockets, because this is a good one, but it was never my ultimate favorite. Reason being, a good back pocket needs to be accessible, which this one is. It needs to be tall enough to actually access, which this one is as well. So we're checking on 2 marks there. The problem is just sometimes when you have the wallet in this back panel, you just notice it being a little bit more lumpy or bumpy in the back than you do with other wallet pockets. And that's just because of the design. It's just put a little bit more front and center, which just makes it slightly more noticeable. Never painful, and significantly less noticeable when the bag is not packed to bursting like it currently is. But the good news though is, like I said, the other parts of this wallet pocket have just nailed it where it's easy to grab. Actually, that's not too bad because these things get tight. Think about it. This main compartment is packed to bursting and this zipper is gonna get a lot of pressure because of that. But you saw that I was pretty easily able to just grab my wallet. That's just great design. And I love pockets like this when you're in new cities or traveling, as it's a secure spot to hold your passport, boarding pass, or your wallet. And speaking of traveling, God, my transitions are crushing today. Pro and a con here. We have a luggage pass-through holder. It is very well designed where it's fortified. We've got bar tack stitching on either side and a beautiful nylon webbing right here. But it forces you to carry the backpack on its side, which is not my personal favorite. Some people are cool with it. In fact, some people prefer it. In fact, for how tall this bag is, it may have even been the right call because at 19 inches, you know, we're starting to infiltrate into top handle of suitcase territory. But ultimately, I think it would have worked. I just think that Modern Dayfarer likes their back panel and they didn't want to have to, you know, reconfigure it. So bit of a downer for me there. Now let's talk about comfort because it's just a really comfortable bag. Is it like cream of the crop comfort? It's gonna depend on what you like. For me, what I like is very cushy shoulder straps that are wide and well ventilated and a back panel that basically gives me the same thing, right? I just want cush and I want room for airflow. Modern Dayfarer nailed that on this back panel. You can see we have these 2 panels, each around 3 inches in width, and plenty of space between that to inspire some airflow. And I love the padding on this and whatever material they're actually using. It feels luxurious. I mean, this backpack is 250 USD. It's not cheap. Back in the day, V1 I think cost like 180. And that's not Modern Dayfarer just having fun raising their prices for the hell of it. That's inflation, that's tariffs, that's whatever's happening in the Middle East right now. And although Modern Dayfarer is delivering on the width of straps, we're almost at 3 inches, that's what I like. I also prefer my shoulder straps to have a bit more of like a memory foam, chunkalicious beefiness to them as well. And these are just thinner shoulder straps. You can see here, they're just not super deep. You can see the depth. It's actually coming in at 1 cm, so that's not bad. So it's just more the feel. It's just more of like a denser kind of vibe to it, just to give it a little bit of a softer kind of a rebounded feel on the shoulders. But talking about softer feel on the shoulders, I love this design choice right here. There's a little cut in that shoulder strap, and you can see here, this is the ballistic nylon, but just in this cut right here is the softer fabric, which just means that that's actually the fabric that's touching against your clothes or potentially against your body if you're just rocking like, a tank top. This gives a much more comfortable experience. And talk about comfort, like the addition of this sternum strap, for me, absolute game changer. I am getting so old. My back sucks. And I don't want to have to be like, clip-in sternum strap guy, but I am. And kids, I gotta tell you, if you want your back to be in good health, use your sternum strap, because your back sucking sucks. And also they just feel good, and they look really cool. So sternum strap for me is a big win. Now, I'm not the biggest dude, I'm 5'8", and the sternum strap has a lot of excess nylon. You can see what's going on here. Not my favorite, but if you do have a wider chest, then that will accommodate you nicely. Beautiful design too. A lot of sternum straps get added to backpack straps and they're just like, there's just a whole bunch of crap going on, but Modern Dayfarer did a very nice job of putting it on piping, which looks really clean and works very nicely with the design of this bag, and it's so easy to move up and to move down and reposition to wherever you want it. These shoulder straps are sexy. Then we got some nylon webbing at the bottom, dangle stoppers, and we've got lash points right here in case you want to connect a waist belt to the bag. Should be noted, as of recording, Modern Dayfarer doesn't sell their own waist belts, but it's nice of them just to add it. Just say like, hey, we're not gonna make money off of that, but like, we want you to be comfortable. If you dig waist belts, then we're going to accommodate that. That was very nice of them. Thanks, Modern Dayfarer. Moving on, let's discuss the overall pros and cons of the Modern Dayfarer backpack. Should be noted, these pros and cons and overall scores are all personal, just based on my experience using the bag. Pro number one for me is the aesthetic. This is just a bag that looks professional. It looks kind of mean and masculine. It's just a one-of-a-kind look, and it's one of my favorite features about the bag. Pro number two is going to be all the incredible quick access points that you get. My favorite being the redesigned side pocket here. And pro number three for me is just gonna be the upgrade from V2 to V3 with this Fidlock V-buckle, infinitely better, functionally speaking. But no bag is perfect. Here are the cons of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack V3. Con number one for me, I could have used a little bit more depth in the shoulder straps. Con number two is sometimes with this back wallet pocket, you can't just feel a little bit of bulge on the back. And con number three, for some people, getting into the main compartment will be annoying, as you gotta always undo the Fidlock and unflap the flap and kind of get in like this. There's a few extra steps, and it's just not gonna be for everyone. Okay, let's take these overall pros and cons, mash them together, and give you my overall scores. For overall comfort, I'm gonna give this bag a 3.5 out of 5. If the shoulder straps had some more depth to them, I'd give it like probably a perfect score, especially considering the addition of the sternum strap. Overall, it's one of my favorite backpacks of all time for a reason. It's just a really comfortable wear. Overall score number two, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. As of recording, this is coming in at 250 USD, which is on the mid to higher side for an everyday carry backpack of this size. I think it's middle of the road. I think you can get some bags that might provide a bit more value, bags that provide a bit less, but at 250 USD for what you're getting, I'm not offended by it. It makes sense. High quality bags are just not cheap these days. And for my overall score, I'm gonna give this bag a 4 out of 5. It's comfortable. It gives you quick access. It gives you a one-of-a-kind aesthetic. This Velocity fabric is one of my favorites, and it's just a bag that I just love it. And if you feel the same way and you love this bag and you might pick one up, just a reminder, we recommend doing so with the first link in the description, because that link makes sure you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what you'll find. But if you're not quite sold that this is the bag for you, let's talk alternatives. First up, if you're new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. In this video, myself and the Nomads Nation team, we get together and pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. And this is just the fastest way to see what the best options are on the market, and I've gone ahead and linked that video above. Second little side note I wanna mention, like I said at the beginning of this video, here at Nomads Nation, we just got so obsessed with reviewing gear, we decided to make our own gear, and we launched our own bag brand called Firo. Firo is on a mission to keep modern professionals streamlined and focused. We've got our own sling, our own travel bag, and our own EDC, and like the Modern Dayfarer, it's designed by David. So if you like his eye and his aesthetic and his attention to detail and what he brings to the table with features, he's just an elite designer across the board, and what he did on Firo, we're really, really proud of. You can learn more about Firo at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're very close with the Dayfarer, here are two specific bags that might get you closer. First up is the Boundary Supply Errant Mark II. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for a killer top flap kind of bag, but not an old school one that's modernized. But Modern Dayfarer is a little bit more like on the urban side, and Boundary Supply is a little bit more like the kind of outdoorsy cyberpunk side. They're two similar bags in terms of what they're trying to accomplish, but they go about it in very different ways. And the Errant has its own unique set of features that are really gonna speak to some people. And my second alternative is gonna be the NeoSmart Herman H2. This is a great pick for you if you're still really digging this style. Premium looking backpack with the top flap and a Fidlock V-buckle that connects it all together. But you want to see things done in a way that's a little bit more innovative. NeoSmart's material and fabrics game blow me away every time I see them. They're definitely a newer brand, NeoSmart. They don't have the kind of legendary reputation that Modern Dayfarer has. But if you're interested in seeing what one of the new kids is bringing to the table, they're pretty cool. Honestly, the Boundary Supply, the NeoSmart, Modern Dayfarer, these are three pretty awesome bags. They all have their own unique pros and cons. You just gotta figure out which ones best suit your needs. And to learn more about the two alternatives, you can just watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.